Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and I'm getting ready to cook my supper. I've got a bowl of rich and savory bowl of noodles here. I've added the vegetable packet with what looks like freeze-dried string beans and corn and carrots. And I've got packet one here I'm about to put in. Got my water boiling. And we're going to have a tasty little meal here in a minute. So while I'm doing this, I want to show you a couple of things about the bongo stove. So let me move the camera in a little closer and I'll show you what I'm up to. Okay, I've got my water boiling here, as you probably can see. Let me check in the viewfinder. Yeah, I think you can see that okay. Now, I'm going to take that off and fill this up to the line, they say. Right there. I'll put a little more water in this and boil a little more water. Maybe I'll have some coffee in a while. Now what I wanted to show you, let me zoom the camera in a little bit. Put a cover on this soup. Wow, that fits almost perfect. Okay, there we go. Now that's what the bongo looks like when it's running out of fuel. Now, I'll squeeze this bottle and fill it up. And I'll hold the bottle right over here so you can see me squeezing it, hopefully. And watch this, and you'll see what it looks like when it's getting full. For you guys that have never used a bongo stove before. First thing is you notice the flame starting to come up. And then, see right there where it starts to get wet looking? Right there, that's when you let off of it, and it'll pull it back down a little bit. So that's just one thing I wanted to show you. It's just kind of neat. Okay, now let's move on to bigger and better things. Okay, while my soup is cooking, I wanted to talk about the store a little bit. I noticed some people have commented that, wow, have you seen Tinny's store lately? It's like everything's sold out. You must be on some project. Not quite. Here's the deal on the store. The problem with the store is that I have like roughly 3,000 people that buy from me yearly. So I can't keep up with the store. There's only one of me and there's 3,000 customers. So I build what I can build. But as time goes by and as I become more and more successful, the store becomes more and more successful, you're going to see more and more outages to the point where there'll almost be nothing in the store at any given point in time, because as soon as I build it and list it, within an hour or two it's gone. So, I just can't build that fast. I build about $200 or $300 worth of product a day maximum, usually 200. And that's usually gone within an hour or two after I list it. Some stuff hangs in, but that's a scoop in the store. It's not that I'm doing some other project, except there's only one of me, and that's the only way to. It's the only way I can fill the store up is one stove at a time. Now some people have suggested that I farm this stuff out to China, as that's what China's for, but I don't see it that way. I think a lot of people value the fact that these stoves are built by me, by hand, in my shop in the United States, one at a time, with some Yankee ingenuity and American craftsmanship, which is getting really, really hard to come by. So I'm not going to farm this stuff out to a CNC shop in China. I'm going to continue to just make it one piece at a time in my shop, and if it's sold 10 minutes after I list it, then so be it. And it's going to become a grab bag type store where you'll just have to go there every day if you want something, and eventually, if you're persistent enough, you'll get what you need. Now, if you have something that you really need for an upcoming trip or something that you seriously need, and you're not just goofing around like most of us are, don't tell me in a comment. Email me right at tinny@minibowldesign.com and tell me exactly what you need and when you need it, and if I can, I'll attempt to get it to you on time. And also, if you're on the trail and you have a problem with the product and you can get to a computer and email me and explain, you know, what the problem is. If you've got a leaky pot or a stove that you lost a part for or whatever, email me and tell me exactly what your problem is, tell me exactly what you need, and give me the address of your next resupply, and I'll do my very best to get to you what you need at your next resupply point so that you won't have to go too long without your cooking equipment, which I know is fairly important to you. So I guess that's basically everything I wanted to say today. At the end of this, I'm going to do a little choke hazard demo, because a lot of people emailed me and said they really liked the choke hazard, but they'd like to see it while it was burning. So I'm going to go out in the shop and make a pot stand, because I sold them all today, and I'm going to have to make a choke hazard too, because after I did the video I immediately sold out of them. And then I'll start the camera back up and show you what it looks like cooking with a choke hazard. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, this is a picture of the choke hazard running with the lights out. Can't see a lot, I know. I'll turn the lights on, but I just wanted you to see the blue flame and the flame pattern. I scarfed up a pot stand here. It's not really the right one, but it's kind of the right one. You could use it, but it's not the gnome pot stand that most people use. And I'll turn the lights on here in just a second. You can see what this looks like with the lights on, and I'll run you through. Okay, here's the stove with the lights on, and there's the reserve over there. So I'm going to zoom back a little bit here. Okay, here's the basic setup for the choke hazard. Now, when the stove starts to get low, you simply squirt some alcohol in here, and it goes right down and goes right into the stove immediately. A little bit will hang in the rim, but even if you tilt it up, you can even get rid of that. You know, you can see it or not, going right down the hose and goes right into the stove. And the stove basically is just a carbon felt wick, 3/4, 1 inch, 7/8 inch burner that just puts out a nice even low heat flame. This is not a real hot stove, but it'll do anything you want to do. It is what it is. It'll boil your water. As you can see, it's boiling water right now. And I'll bring the camera over so you can get a little better look at it.